Hello, 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 and welcome back to another episode of Adults After Dark. As usual, my name is Mimi, and I am your host. Tonight we are on episode number 13, and the topic tonight will be should your significant other, your spouse, your boyfriend, girlfriend, know how much money you have or how much money you make? Does your significant other need to know your financial status? Think about that for a minute, and before we get started, let's recap on episode number 12, which was do you know the red flags in your relationship? So basically, we were discussing the early on red flags in a relationship that kind of made or break the relationship before it even got started. Um, I did see some red flags in my relationship. It wasn't bad red flags, but it was some concerning red flags. It wasn't enough where it broke the relationship. Of course not, because we end up getting married some years later. But no, it didn't break the relationship. But there are several red flags, be it abuse, different types of abuse, financial, untidiness. It's a bunch of different things. So yeah, so there are different types of red flags. So be sure to look out for those if you're getting in a new relationship. So this is episode number 13, and it is again, does your partner need to know your financial status? Do they need to know how much you make, what is in your bank account, and all of that good stuff? Now, for me, um, I'm kind of conflicted on it because personally, if you are my boyfriend, okay, you don't need to know any of that. You don't need to know how much money I make on my job. You don't need to know my credit history. You don't need to know what's in my bank account. You don't need to know any of that. Okay, it's not your business. And just like I wouldn't ask you as my partner how much money you're making, what is your financial status, I wouldn't ask that. Now, say if I happen to be at your home and you have financial documents laying around, then guess what? I'm going to look. Now, that's up to you to put them away because those are important documents. Don't leave them laying around, because if they are laying around in plain sight, then yes, I am going to look. So, now, the second thing, the reason why I say it's conflicted, is because I believe that if you and your partner are moving forward in your relationship, meaning you're moving in together, you're buying property together, maybe you have gotten married, and if you get married and you all are saving for um, future investment, which is cars, homes, businesses, if you want to start a business, something like that, then I would think that yes, it's time to discuss the financial aspect of what's in our accounts. Okay, now I'm gonna say this as well. My husband and I, we've been together for 18 years. We have been married 10 of those years. When I met my husband, I was in the process of buying a home then. This was 18 years ago. I was in the process of buying a home. He knew that I was in the process of buying a home, and my thing was either you're in or you're out, because I am moving forward um, in my life, and if you are not willing to move forward with me, then I don't need you in my life, right? Now, I told him that I was in the process of buying a home. At that time, he still did not know my financial status. Okay. Um, in the process of me telling him I'm in the process of buying a home, he decided that he was in. Okay. He came up with part of the down payment. Okay, now we were still dating. We had been dating for about 6 months, I want to say. About 6 months. And he actually, by the time we went to the closing, he actually came up with part of the closing. Now, it wasn't like half of the closing, but he did contribute a nice amount of money to, for the closing. So once we closed on the house, um, he did not move in right away. The day that I got my keys is the day that I actually moved in. I had already had my apartment packed up and everything. So anytime I know that I'm moving, like really soon, I usually pack up everything that I'm not using and put it, to the side and just keep the stuff out that I am using. So I had already had everything packed up. I had actually moved in that day. And that weekend, I think it was like a Tuesday or Wednesday or something like that. And that weekend, my brother came up and his wife, and we all moved everything out of the apartment, all of the big things. Now, my husband, of course, he was my boyfriend at the time. He didn't move in right away. Now, mind you, he gave up part of the money for the down payment, but he didn't move in right away. He decided to stay in his apartment for I think it was probably another 2-3 months. Probably another 2-3 months. Um, so I don't know. I forgot why he did that. I don't think he was quite ready to move in, but it was totally fine. It was totally fine. And so when he did eventually move in, and we've been in this home for 18 years now. Now, till this day, he does not know how much money I make on my job. He has a roundabout figure, but he doesn't know how much I make on my job. He doesn't know when I get bonuses or when I get raises, or um, he doesn't know any of that. He doesn't know about all of my bank accounts. He doesn't know that I have money, stashed here and stashed there and stuff like that. He doesn't know. He doesn't know my credit score. Now, for him, I know what his financial status is. I know about his bank accounts. Anything with finances, I know. Okay. He doesn't even know how much the bills are. So when the bills get paid, I pay the bills. Now, honestly, I don't trust him to pay the bills. And that goes back to the last episode of the red flags. I don't think I discussed that part, but yeah, that goes back to the last episode of the red flags. I don't trust him to pay bills, so I pay all of the bills. I make sure the mortgage is paid. I make sure the gas is paid. I make sure the lights paid, the phone, the water, everything. I go to the store and buy the household stuff. I go to the store and do the groceries. Now, he will go grocery shopping sometime if I'm at work and he's not doing anything. He will go to the store. But 90% of the household finances I take care of. So what I end up doing, I pay whatever bills need to be paid. When he get paid, he give me money for the bills, and that money goes into my account. Okay, he may just transfer from his account to my account, and I will take it out of my account and maybe put it in my savings account or put it in my credit union account. It will go somewhere, but the bills are paid. He does pay his portion of the bills, but I've already done it, and I just take that money and I put it to another account. So therefore, I am saving money. And honestly, I can say I do not know if he's saving money. That I honestly don't know. He might be. It'll be smart for him to do that. But, things happen. And I don't want to be um, left out in the cold if things happen. Okay? Anything can happen. So there is money put aside for whatever the reason is. He doesn't need to know about that. Okay? Also, when I'm spending money, I spend my money wisely anyway. If I don't need it, I don't buy it. Okay? Now, there's a difference between your wants and your needs. You may want a cupcake, but you don't need that cupcake. You know what I'm saying? So, um, yeah, he doesn't know my financial status. Okay? As a matter of fact, he doesn't know, like where the insurance policies, he doesn't even know what's on the insurance policies. He knows that there are insurance policies, but he doesn't even know what's on them as far as who the beneficiary is, how much they are, how much the policies are for. He doesn't even know how much the premiums are a month. He doesn't even know when the premiums are due. Okay. And it's kind of messed up because these are the things that he should know, but he doesn't take the time to know that. Okay, so, and I'm not gonna force him to know, especially like now. I told you before that my husband is kind of sickly now, and these are the things that he should know. So, like I said, things happen. If those things happen, somebody needs to be alert to what's going on, the finances. He don't even know where the deed to the house is. Well, I take that back. He knows that there is a safe. We do have a safe with all our important documents in. He doesn't even know where the key is to the safe. Why? I don't know, but he doesn't. But he doesn't. And that goes to say, for me, if something happened to my husband today or tomorrow, there are certain things in the house that I don't know how to take care of because he does those things. Now, I'm not going to say that I am totally naive to the things that go on in the house because some of the things I do know, some of the things is common sense. Okay. But he is totally naive to the finances within our household. And for that, I can say that's not a good thing. Okay. Now, I can tell him, oh, well, hey, I got this, 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 but you don't know about this, this, and this, And I kind of like it that way because you don't need to know all of my business. Okay, that's my business, and just like I don't need to know all of yours. Okay. Yeah, guys. So comment down below. Let me know. Does your significant other know all of the finances that comes through your home? Like I said, mine, he is kind of naive to it all. And if you ask him, he will tell you that I am the manager of the home as far as the finances go. And like I said, I kind of prefer it that way because I don't trust him to keep the lights on, keep the gas on. I don't trust that. And that goes back to, again, like I said, a red flag that I found out when we first met. So, of course, I found a couple of articles on it, and let's see what they say. Let's see if who this is. This is from CNBC, and the magazine is called Make It, and yes, called Make It. The article is Save and Invest. So it says nearly 40% of couples who live together don't know how much their partners make, which is so true. Roughly 40% of American adults who live with their significant others are unable to correctly identify how much money their partners earn, according to the data from a recent study of 1,713 couples that was conducted in this study by Fidelity. Participants in the annual Couples and Money Survey, which asks married and long-term couples who are at least 25 about their financial lives, struggles to identify their partner's salary when given several options, each with a $25,000 range. The difficulties came despite 71% of partners saying they communicate very well with their other half, and 1 in 4 saying they communicate about money exceptionally well. Even when given a larger salary range, 1 in 10 were still unable to identify their partner's salary. Many couples, it seems, are still hesitant to have full, honest discussion about money. Life is busy and people don't necessarily take the time to talk about their finances. Money can be an uncomfortable topic. Indeed, 44% of respondents tell Fidelity that they argue about money with their spouse occasionally, while 1 in 5 say money is their biggest relationship challenge. Shame is often a factor that can keep people from being forthcoming with their partner, whether it be about how much money they make or the amount of debt they have, says Shannon McLay, founder of CEO of Financial Gem. People are more comfortable getting physically naked with someone than financially naked. We've seen couples who have been married for years who have children and don't know about each other's finances. So that's just in my situation as well. Like I said, he is totally naive to the finances. Okay. It says there are many different kinds of conversations about money, but many couples limit themselves to only discussing financial decisions, like how much they spend on vacations or their children's education. There's a difference between making financial purchase decisions and sharing financial details. It's great that you can have those conversations about purchases, but if you don't know the digits, then you're making decisions from a flawed perspective. At a minimum, that couples talk about their respective salaries, savings, credit scores, investments, and debt. It's crucial for couples to share information because It could be a major factor in larger decisions such as taking out a loan or buying a house. For couples wondering how to start talking about money, Fidelity's Watson recommends arranging a monthly date night where partners agree to discuss financial topics without judgment. And if one partner still feels uncomfortable, she says that bringing in an expert like a financial planner could help. Both partners being involved in the decision is going to lead to a better financial future. Well, like I said, that's kind of taboo to some people. Some people, like I said, don't need to know the business. So that's kind of it's kind of a hard thing to discuss, I guess, because like I said, me personally, I just feel like you don't need to know all that, you know. So here is something in Quora magazine. It says, would you hide from your partner how much money you actually make, or would you tell him or her exactly how much you are paid? Would you expect your partner to tell you how much money he or she makes? And here is a couple of scenarios. Let's see what they said. My husband knows my salary because I choose to tell him. He doesn't know how much I have in savings though. And he and his family were nosy and always used to ask how much I had. I told them I never tell people how much I have. That's the polite way of telling them to mind their own business. He may be my husband, but my money is none of his business. Exactly, I just said the same thing. Now, I know that some people have, like me and my husband, we both have our own separate checking account. Now, me, I have a checking account, savings account, and I have two credit union accounts, and then I have another account. There is money in each of those accounts, and he just knows about the checking account. He doesn't need to know all of the other stuff. And then I know some people have their own separate accounts, but then have a joint account that they put money in together. We don't have that, and we've never actually discussed that. So it's been working out for 18 years, and I don't see the need to change anything. Okay, so it also says, you can never truly trust someone no matter how much they claim to love you or how much they think you know them. Learned this lesson the hard way after noticing the traits of many greedy people in my family, and even my best friend of many years changed when she found out I was wealthier than her and started acting like a greedy pig, deliberately leaving her purse at home so that I could always pay for everything, promising me that she would pay back, but she never did. I read emails that she wrote to other friends telling them to make up stories so that they could get money out of me. Oh, wow. I hope she's not her friend no more. Saying stuff like, oh, it's okay. We'll just get her to pay for everything. And then we won't even invite her. Wow. That is so cruel. Okay. She also says money does weird things to people, especially if they're greedy. So many people would easily choose money over you. Trust me when I say the smartest thing to do is never tell anyone except people you know you can trust. Parents, siblings, uh, your own children maybe, about how much you really have. Always lower the amount if you get pushed for an answer. Like if you have 10K in savings, just say you have 3K. Always keep a secret account to fall back on. That same thing I just said. Because things happen. And she's right. People are greedy. When they find out that you have money, they start milking you for this money. They start milking you. So only one that really knows my accounts is my daughter. She is the only one. And that's because my daughter is pretty much in charge of everything. As I mean, if something happens to me, she's going to be in charge of whatever goes on. And that's sad to say that my husband is not going to be in charge. It's my daughter. My daughter knows where everything is. My daughter has copies of all of our life insurance policies. She has copies of the deeds to the house. She has a copy of everything. So if something happens, she know what to do. Okay. Here's another one. Um, would it bother you if your wife earned more than my wife is welcome to earn whatever she can and chooses to. If she were to suddenly start earning a seven-figure salary, that would be great. Unfortunately, I don't see that happening. I make well more than twice what my wife makes, but her job is more prestigious as a tenured faculty member at a research university. I love her, but I want her to have a job that makes her feel happy and good about herself and her life. I'm proud of her. She's awesome. Okay, that's not telling us who wrote this. Bradley, that's not telling us a whole lot. Okay, Brian says, partner, only if that partner were my spouse or fiance, never just a girlfriend. For that matter, I would not live with a girlfriend nor a fiance. With that being said, we would have a serious financial discussion during the engagement to figure out how much we had, how much we make, where and how we were going to save and spend our money. We've been married for almost 30 years and never had a money fight. If either of us is going to spend more than a couple of hundred on something, we let each other know. Now, I think that's a good thing. If you have say credit cards together or savings account or something together, and you all are spending, let's say, $5,000, you can call your spouse, let them know, hey, I bought this. This cost this much. Don't be shocked when you see the credit card bill, or be shocked when this much money is missing from the account. I think that's a really, really good idea. Okay, yeah, I think that's a very good idea. Now, Sadia says, believe me when I say most men hide their finances from their wife. Many of them have secret accounts. Therefore, women should do the same. But so many women continue to be dumb and are obsessed with telling their, what is this supposed to be? Bygones? I don't know what that say. BHAGWANS. Then she says, sorry, I mean their husbands. How much money they have, or some even willing to choose to give all of their money to their man. That is so not happening. That is really, really not happening. I'm not giving you all my money. That's ridiculous. I have no sympathy for them if their husbands ever run away with their money or spend her money on his mistress. Ladies, learn how to be just as sneaky as your husband and look after your own money. We ain't in the 1940s anymore. Now, some of this I totally agree. Um, some of them may do have other accounts, and you should too. You most definitely should too. Now this one says, who's this? Urza. Should I tell my girlfriend wife how much money I make? Girlfriend says don't have to. Wife, he says, if she doesn't know how much you make by the time you get married, the two of you have some significant issues that need talking through. Especially when in most countries, the moment you get married, that money becomes hers too as a shared asset. Not telling her could actually get you in legal trouble. Yeah, that depends on what country it is though. But right now we're in the US, and some of us are not doing that. Okay, so Ramona says, I don't think my partner needs to know how much I make. He only needs to know that I can and will handle certain bills. Now, if it's my husband, I probably would tell him how much I make as my husband. Um, I think we are obligated to share things of importance such as that. No, Ramona, I don't think so. But then again, like I said, everybody have their own opinion, and everybody' relationship is different. Yeah, guys. So, what do you think about that? Um, I don't know. Like I said, it's kind of conflicting. So, again, like I said, my husband doesn't know all of the finances that are in this house. He has no idea. Like I said, he doesn't even know how much the bills are or how much they tally out to each month. You know what? And me saying that, he doesn't even know that um, I got a bonus a couple of months ago at work. He doesn't know how much my raise is. He doesn't know that I have certain credit cards. He has no idea. He doesn't even know that I got a small business loan. He has no idea. And because he doesn't know that, which he should know the finances in the house, these are the things he should know. But my thing is, this is coming out of my pocket. I understand some of you may say your money is his money and vice versa. It's not. That's not always the case. That's not always the case. We take care of the household together. Anything past the household that I got, that's my responsibility. So if you're not taking care of it, you're not paying it, that's coming out of my pocket. It's not coming out of our money that we use for the bills and the household stuff and the food and the clothes and things like that. So anything that I got outside of that is my responsibility. You don't need to know that. Okay? Excuse me. Just like all of my other accounts. You don't need to know that. You don't need to know that. Just know that the lights are still on, your phone is still on, the gas is still on, the water is still on, the mortgage is paid, there's food in the house, laundry is done, we have toilet paper and soap and things like that. That's what you need to know. That's what you need to make sure things are being taken care of. Now, when he give me his money for the bills, whatever he have left in his pocket, he does what he wants to do with it. Okay. Now, if he's saving it, I don't know. If he putting some in another account, I don't know. I have no idea. So just like he may ask me, you know, do you have any cash on you? I said, no, I don't have no cash. I only got my cards. Or all I got is big bills in cash. He don't need to know how much it is. He don't need to know. Even if I tell him to look in my wallet for something, he doesn't go through the wallet. He'll go to the wallet and get whatever he gonna get out of it. Just like with him, if I need something out of his wallet, I don't ask him. I just go in there and I get it. I don't look through it to see what's there. He might have $1,000 cash in his wallet. I don't know. If I need to get a card out of his wallet, I just go get the card and then that's it. So now I have access to his bank account, to his checking account. I have access to it, but he doesn't have access to mine. And that's the way I want to keep it. He doesn't need to know. So guys, yeah, comment down below. Should your spouse or your significant other do they need to know what's in your account? Do they need to know how much money you make? Do you think that we should have these financial discussions if we are, married or doing large purchases as far as homes and cars and things of that nature? let me know, should we have those discussions? Like I said, for me, when I bought my house, when I met my husband, I was in the process of purchasing my house. I asked him, either you in or you out. He was in, so he gave up some money to put on a down payment for the house. He didn't move in right away, but he did do that because he knew that I was serious about this relationship. I'm older. I'm too old for the games. Okay. I think I was probably 35 or 36 at the time. I'm a grown woman. I'm too old for the games. I'm raising a teenage child. Either you're going to do this with me or you're not. He decided to do it with me, and here it is 18 years later. So, yeah, comment down below. What do you guys think? Should that be a major conversation in your relationship? Okay, be it your boyfriend, girlfriend, or your spouse. Okay, comment down below. Let me know. And guys, we're gonna end this right here. And I want to thank everyone who tuned in this evening and who have been tuning in to each and every episode. This is an adult conversation. Um, please just be mindful that some of the language may be unsuitable for the young ears. So don't listen to this in front of minors. Another thing, I noticed that YouTube now has a button. It is a live. What is it? Where you can go live with other people. So I want to start having guests on. I want to start having guests on. So if you listen to these conversations and you would like to be a guest on this platform, comment down below or send me an email. The email should be listed in the description box, or you can go to Adults After Dark 1969 on Instagram and DM me there. Okay, and yeah, let's get some real conversations started. I would love to hear you guys' opinion. And guys, again, thank you so much for listening, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye.